Hi, my name's TJ. I'm the owner and founder of Relic. Here is my 5-minute video for the 150 challenges. Let's go! Starting with the first round of the first 20 customer interviews, there was a lot that I learned and there's a lot of things that were mentioned quite a bit. The first was price. This seemed to matter a lot to a lot of people I talked to, whether they like things that were expensive or they thought prices are increasing with secondhand. The second thing was the smell of the thrift store. Everyone knows this smell, it's pretty gross. The third thing brought up through these customer surveys was the quality of the product. This was mentioned quite a bit, as some people had mentioned that they bought a home appliance or something that plugs in, bought it, brought it home, and then have it not work. The transaction itself with secondhand, usually through Kijiji or Facebook, also seemed to be a big issue for a lot of people, which doesn't really surprise me. People are often cancel or no shows, won't respond at all, or you often have to drive like a really long distance. During this first round of customer interviews, I also learned that people really care about the character of items, the style. So from this, I created my MVP, most viable product, which would be this vase right here. I got this because it's a collectible, it has a lot of character, as well as really aesthetically pleasing. So now moving on to the second round of customer interviews conducted through the ads promotion on Facebook, which went really well. I spent about $412 total. It was 516 link clicks, and then I had 33 forms actually filmed, which was through a quiz which I created and then posted on the Facebook. From having 33 forms filled out, I conducted 10 on the phone interviews, starting with what people said and how secondhand transactions usually happen. So in the question, when was the last time you purchased secondhand home decor? One thing I noticed, a lot of people had gotten their item from a friend, a coworker, family member, or someone who they already know, which was interesting to know. One thing that was mentioned multiple times by different people was in order them to buy an item or for them to purchase a secondhand home decor item, was they would have to have a need for it, or that item would need to be used or have a purpose within their home, meaning that something has to really be more than something just to look at. One giant learning curve for me was somebody had actually taken the time to leave a comment on one of my posts about how they believed my service was almost being snobby towards people who do go thrift shopping, and that it seemed that my service was because people are lazy or they're too snobbish to shop secondhand, which told me a few things. One, the girl who posted this comment actually took the time to read through the 150-page startup website and read the information that I posted about Relic. So that tells me something in my ad sparked enough curiosity for her to read through this, and as well what I had written had sparked enough of an emotion in her to comment on it. The girl turned out to be really nice, and I went back actually and edited my work, because I'm sure if she perceived it this way, many people did. I also learned just from doing the promotions alone that certain pictures and the way you phrase things or what's in season in that time really matters. So for example, I posted my ads right before July, and July 1st is actually really commonly known as like the moving day. Everyone moves on July 1st. So I put moving, need inspiration in one of my ads. And when I had asked, what stood out to you, they said, well, I was moving and I needed inspiration. So the relevancy of what I was posting struck with a lot of people, and it was a really good time as well. I also learned that even though I created a quiz, so what I did is I created a quiz, put a promotion out, I said take the quiz now. It was basically clickbait and it worked really well. And finally, moving on to what's next for Relic, what am I going to take away from this? One thing I'm really going to take away is changing the direction of my inventory. So instead of going for really aesthetically pleasing or maybe just really characteristic items, I'm going to go for things that are more functional, things that can be utilized, say more than just a vase, it can be used in the kitchen. Lastly, I would like to get into more markets. I would like to expand the amount of channels that I sell onto. I would like to be on eBay, maybe Shopify, and selling towards the States, because a lot of the clicks that I got, a lot of click-throughs and engagement were actually people from the States. So that has been it so far for the 150 startup challenges. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video. Thank you to Craig Elias, the 150 startup team. And that's it. Thank you so much. Bye guys.